I don't think we should be scared. I think we should be disciplined, and we should honor it and have a reverence for what is to come.
All right, so that was Oprah Winfrey with some interesting words on artificial intelligence, including that the general population should not be afraid of AI. But while AI may have benefits, the U.S. government has warned it can be used by bad actors. This month, 5 Russians were charged with plotting cyber attacks. And you may recall that right here on NewsNation Prime, we interviewed the creator behind this viral AI video showing notable politicians and figures committing armed robbery. And it begs the question, how can AI impact these upcoming elections? As the technology evolves, we're beginning to see it more and more in our everyday lives. And one CEO says AI can help the campaigns themselves, playing a big role in our democracy for years to come. For more on the positives and the negatives, I want to bring in the founder of Quiller AI, Mike Nellis. His company uses it to help campaigns from fundraising to voter outreach. A really interesting concept. Mike, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well, great to have you. So to start, can you break it down for us? How does Quiller AI work and help campaigns, including in this year's election?
Yeah, Quiller is a generative AI tool that helps campaigns write the first draft of common content types. So think fundraising emails, think press releases, op-eds, GOTV scripts, and stuff like that. The idea here is that for the vast majority of political campaigns in the United States, there aren't enough people who are working on them. And so a lot of folks who are working on these campaigns are burnt out, overworked, tired, really wanting to spend more time with their friends and family. And so we're building a tool that helps them get from 0 to 80% on first drafts of common content types. So if you're writing a digital ad, for example, and generally speaking, our tool will know enough about your campaign to give you some guidance on here's how you would talk about the minimum wage, here's how you would talk about reproductive freedom or something like that. You can now get a first draft within a matter of seconds and then use human creativity and context to get it the rest of the way so you can put it in front of voters.
Well, I find it interesting on your website. It notes that Quiller AI leverages AI for good. How does your system identify good? How is that determined? And how alternatively does it help combat misinformation as well?
Yeah, well, we're really careful with the types of clients that we bring on. Quiller only works with campaigns that are actually legitimate, right? Like we're not going to be working with like foreign actors that are trying to leverage this technology to misinform the public. We're working with people that are running and actually working on legitimate campaigns here in the United States. Quiller only works with Democratic campaigns, and so we're very careful about who we work with, and we make sure to put in safeguards about how people are using it, and we make sure to take a look at the content that they're developing. But we're trying to create an example of responsible use of AI because far too many people are afraid of it. And I sort of agree with the clip that you played of Oprah earlier today, where we need to be mindful of the things that this is going to change, and the way society is going to be different with AI, but it isn't going to stop it from evolving. So we need responsible use cases to adopt it.
Well, let's highlight the dark side for just a moment and just talk a little bit more about the potential risks here. So the U.S. is warning that bad actors from other countries now can use this to manipulate the U.S. election. And this month, we did see 5 Russians charged with plotting cyber attacks. Iran attempted to pass hacked Trump campaign information to the Biden campaign. So how does the AI ecosystem, if you will, root out good AI from the bad?
Well, I think it's less about bad AI and good AI and more about good faith actors and bad faith actors, right? A foreign government like Iran or Russia have a reason that they want to disrupt American elections and make people not believe the democracy or believe in what their eyes are showing them, right? And so they're creating tons of disinformation out there. They're polluting social media feeds. They've been doing this for quite a while. We saw it in 2016, most famously with Russia sort of pushing, the Trump campaign and other untrue things and organizing like Black Lives Matter protests and stuff like that. And now you're going to have that sort of on steroids with AI tools. But at the end of the day, I mean, I think you need the federal government to take action to sort of like regulate how AI is used and not used. But what I worry about the most is I worry about less about like domestic actors using it, because there will always be some level of shenanigans when it comes to political campaigning in America. There shouldn't be, but there will be. But I worry about those foreign actors who are just trying to sort of make people believe less in democracy and sort of continue to erode trust in institutions.
Yeah, certainly the wild, wild west. We appreciate you breaking it down for us. Mike Nellis, thank you.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.